Good morning, student. Today is your class of biology for class 11 student. Today we are going to start unit 3rd, chapter number 1, which is cell, the unit of life. Student, in 9th class you have studied this chapter, that was basic structure. Now we will see about what is cell in detail. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living being. Here we have used three words: basic, structural and functional unit. Definitely, why it is called basically? Children, if I am taking the word cell, then cell will group together, will make tissue. The tissue will group together, will make organ. The organ will group together, will make system, and the system will make body. Suppose I am deleting the word cell from here. So without cell, is tissue possible? No. Without tissue, is any organ possible? No. Without organ, any system possible? No. Without system, any body possible? No. So if only the cell is deleted, then the body is not possible. Because of that, only here we have used the word basic. Structural, all the cells grouped together and making a structure of the living organism, and when these cells are functioning together, then a particular function is formed, like digestion. When the different kind of cells are doing the work of digestion, then the function of digestion of food is done. So we have used these three words: basic, structural and functional unit of the living organism. Now the question is, who has discovered it? Robert Hooke in 1665 has discovered the cell, but the cell which was discovered by Robert Hooke was dead cell, because it was discovered in the cork of a plant, and the cork is dead part of the plant. So the cell which was discovered by Robert Hooke was dead cell. After just 9 years of this discovery, Anton von Leeuwenhoek in 1674 living cell discovered. So what should I say? The living cell was discovered was Anton von Leeuwenhoek in 1674, whereas the dead cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. The word cell was coined by Robert Hooke only. Fine. Along with the cell, we also study about the cell theory. What is that? We will see. Cell theory is given by the scientist Sheldon and Schwann. The Sheldon and Schwann has given their cell theory in 1838 and 1839. They have given that the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of the body. Each and every plant and animal cell is composed of the cell. But still, there was a problem in cell theory, because they have not told that where the cells are arising. So a modification has been done by Rudolf Virchow in 1855. In 1855, the Rudolf Virchow has added a new statement in that. What is that statement? That statement was all cells are arising from pre-existing cell, and in that language it is called cellula omnis cellula. It means the new cells are arising from pre-existing cells. All the cells are showing similar metabolic activities. We know that the metabolic activities are of two types: anabolic and catabolic activities, like the digestion, respiration. They all are coming in under the metabolic activities. So basically, the cell theory are giving us some important points to us, like each plant and animal cell is made up of cell. Cells are performing metabolic activities. So new cells are arising from pre-existing cells, and the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of the body. Now the question is, on the basis of cell, all the living organisms are same? No, they are not same. Some living organisms are too tiny to see from the naked eye, and some are very advanced. So on the basis of cell, the living organism has been divided into two parts: unicellular living organism and multicellular. In unicellular, the body is made up of single cell only, and in multicellular, the body is made up of number of cells. It means many cells are found in their body. Now the question is cell found in the body of living organism is same? No. Again the answer is no, because the cell is different. Some cells are prokaryotic and some are eukaryotic. prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic, on the basis of karyon. Karyon means nucleus. On the basis of a nucleus, we have classified the cell into two parts, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Here I have written prokaryotic. Pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. A cell which is containing primitive nucleus in it, or I should say the well-defined nucleus is absent in these kind of living organism. They are called prokaryotic, like bacteria. Bacteria is a good example of prokaryotic cell. Whereas the living organism, those who are having true cell, EU, U means true and karyon means nucleus. The living organism, those who are having true nucleus, they are called eukaryotic cell. These example of eukaryotic cell are plant cell, animal cell, and some more etc. We have many kind of eukaryotic cell, but basically we will study about the plant cell and animal cell. They are having eukaryotic cell. They are having well defined nucleus in their body. Along with this, in prokaryotic cell we have 70S type of ribosome, but in eukaryotic cell we are having 80S type of ribosome. Along with this, we have number of difference between them. We will see that in our next class. Thank you and have a nice day.